Have you ever pondered why certain men seem to have it so easy? Attract any woman's attention it's not about appearances, money, or their high-pitched voice defines their status. Valuable men possess an unidentified weapon. Despite what you might think, women often lack the words to express themselves. They won't be around for a while. In a few minutes, I'll explain exactly how you can achieve this. Talk to a woman in a way that keeps her interest. I will remember you long after you're gone. Bid farewell. Observe carefully, as this will modify your interactions with women. The power of first endures forever. Impressions establishing the context for long-lasting initial sensations of attraction are the foundation of how high-value guys build a feeling of want and interest. Yet the majority of men misunderstand this. They put too much emphasis on making an impression. A woman immediately, whether by physical attributes, dramatic tales, or there is a tremendous appeal and high regard for men. Recognize that the first discussion is not to impress her. Rather, it's about he left a subtle yet lasting impression on her. Keep in mind that the true secret is how the way guys make women feel during the initial interaction. They acknowledge that women are more sensitive to emotions than men, recognizing subtle body language cues, vocal inflection, and even the vigor projected there. So how do you carry it? Consider yourself before you utter a single word. Word determines if she will consider long after the talk about you concludes, the implicit language of assurance. You can't pretend to be confident. It's firmly anchored in your perspective, you and your position in the world. A high-value man enters any circumstance. He is aware that his position adds value straight, his motions are purposeful, and he spoke calmly. He doesn't rush through his words when he speaks. Phrases or supplying the atmosphere with every word is superfluous. This deliberate, leisurely pace does something strong, makes her paying attention, speaking gently, and using signals of confidence to her subconscious that you're in speech control. Confidence is not, whether it's about being loud or aggressive. Being deliberate and measured while interacting with ladies is important. Are attracted to men who don't naturally felt compelled to demonstrate themselves with. When utilized, each sentence is silent. Appropriately can be among your best high-value assets that guys aren't scared of. With conversational pauses, they comprehend, believe a little period of quiet enables the woman's time to think, process, and take in the information that was just presented. Her desire to fill the void is strong. Additionally, she will typically desire to impress, carry on the conversation. Your ability to regulate your emotions is gorgeous. Women naturally attract attention. Men place a high emphasis on stability and security. Men demonstrate emotional stability by regulating their responses. If he makes a playful remark or a light-hearted comment, don't respond. Challenge your way, defensively or emotionally rather than highly. Valued guys are able to dismiss it with humor or turn it into a playful activity. This demonstrates to her that you're not easily shaken, which is really, there are appealing signs of emotional resilience. The ability to manage pressure is a crucial quality that women frequently look for unconsciously in a partner. Each discussion offers an chance for a valuable man to exhibit emotional maturity, which makes an impression that lasts when you maintain calm, and she will start to understand you as an individual, someone who distinguishes themselves from the group of. There are men who are quick to react or eager to please. When you act defensively, you'll appear composed, constructed, and above all, confident, subtly expressive motions. High-value males don't require large motions to demonstrate that they comprehend. I believe that small gestures carry a greater impact than something as trivial as the manner in which you shake her hand to demonstrate your composure. The way you grin or your voice when she talks can have a big influence. Women are regularly observing body language. More women than men are aware of how valuable men are, radiate warmth and authority via little deliberate motions, whether it's keeping eye contact and nodding to demonstrate, are you keeping your hands up or listening? Calm and never. The mystery factor represents the second fidgeting factor. The art of mystery is undervalued in contemporary dating, particularly in a world where individuals are accustomed to posting too much on high-value males. Recognize this on social media. Giving away too much quickly detracts from the thrill and fascination of the interactions that women are attracted to, things that they don't really comprehend. And that is precisely why being a little mysterious can be really the psychology of mystery is appealing. The psychology underlying this is straightforward. When something is unclear or just, it has been partially demonstrated that our brains are drawn toward solution. We often become fixated on things that is not quite obvious, since we wish high-value men employ them in order to understand them better. Things work in their favor from the very beginning. When a man of exceptional value speaks for the first time, provides pique with just enough details. She was curious, but not to the point of fulfillment. Her interest, for instance, if she inquires about his job. He may reply, "It's a bit difficult, but I enjoy this brief reply that she gives you." She is indicating that she will consider further inquiries. Regarding him later, playing back the mental dialogue and attempting to, she will want to know more if you can figure him out. She misses it because of that. He was purposeful. It's crucial to maintain ambiguity in this situation. Plan with a significant degree of ambiguity. Value guys don't shy away from inquiries to be. Their use of ambiguity is annoying. To keep the conversation flowing smoothly, about leaving after demonstrating enough, some things left unsaid, such as if she inquires about your interests or what you're doing. Prefer engaging in throughout your leisure time rather than I'm enumerating all the things you could say. I have been engaged in an undertaking that's truly, it's exciting, and I'll share it with you later. She finds herself pondering the meaning behind this response. It is, and as her interest increases, she'll anticipate the upcoming discussion. She wants to hear the narrative. Being evasive isn't the goal of mystery. About giving a tremendous sense of depth, men of value are aware that they must divulge any information regarding their lives to pique a woman's curiosity about. The fact that the more you keep it hidden, the more she uses her imagination to fill in the gaps, frequently making you even more fascinating. Compared to sharing too much, tactical silence is another crucial component of the secret lies in knowing when to remain silent. Many conversations can benefit from silence. Some people find it uncomfortable, but it's worth it. Men flourish in these situations because they permit the silence serves to create a slight suspense. You are continuously completing the missing details. Never give her time to reflect. Men will allow her to have strong feelings. After giving birth, there are peaceful moments. An extremely fascinating assertion or query. These fleeting silences not only express confidence while simultaneously generating tension. Consider posing a serious or provocative query, and instead of following up right away, you allow the quiet. This silence forces her to linger. Analyze the discussion in greater detail, establishing an intimate moment with words. I cannot provide her with what she will remember on her own. That discussion is far more vivid. Since it contained more than simply words, such as altered, it was an emotional play, the long game. The appeal of mystery games lies in their simplicity. Most efficient when paired with please, have patience that you're not attempting to disclose. All of the initial meetings, high-value males are long-term oriented. Realizing that a slow burn is frequently stronger than immediate attraction by exposing a small portion at a time. You maintain her interest over time. Whenever she engages with you, I am eager to expand my knowledge further. We are not laying everything out at once. She will always remember you. I am attempting to understand you better during our meetings. This slow unveiling increases tension and expectation, causing her to miss you further when you're not in the mysteries, make her want to return. Reveal further facets of your identity. The third emotional impact words are inexpensive and accessible to anyone. Connect a few. Phrases that distinguish high-value men is their capacity to evoke strong feelings, encounters throughout each exchange. It's more than just what you say. Regarding the emotions you evoke, your value is excellent. Men are aware of women's emotionality, creatures, and how you affect her emotions. Throughout a discussion, there is much more. This is more significant than the information included in high-value men don't appreciate discussion itself. Spend some time engaging in small talk, as it may take part in it for a short while to get the discussion, but they soon switch to deeper, more significant conversations. They pose inquiries that delve deeply into what she finds exciting, what she values, and what sets her apart for doing this is that they produce emotional peaks and valleys inside this emotional roller coaster of a talk. Coaster maintains her interest and commitment. Within the interaction that poses thought-provoking doubts, one of the most effective methods for producing an emotional encounter involves posing inquiries that inspire her to reflect and feel that guys are valuable and don't accept trivial inquiries such as, where do you work? Or what is your favorite color? Instead, they ask more in-depth questions, such as what you're passionate about that the majority of people would not be aware of, or what has excited you the most. Completed during the last 12 months. These kinds of asking questions advances the discussion beyond the exterior and urge her to think alone. Feelings. By posing such inquiries, you're not only getting her to consider her encounters while simultaneously establishing she will experience a feeling of connectedness. You have sincere intentions of getting to gain a greater understanding of her, this is unusual in the busy dating scene of today. This depth of feeling strengthens a connection. This increases the likelihood that she will miss you. You're not present to use the narrative illicit men that value emotion also use. Using narrative as a means of production impact on emotions, yet these aren't only any tales, they are intended to arouse particular feelings, such as I am trying to instill a spirit of adventure in you. You may tell a story about an impromptu journey you made or a fascinating new encounter in order to elicit vulnerability. You could describe you conquered the key to your own challenge. Aims to humanize the tales, and you want her to experience something emotional. When she hears you talk, it's not imagine leaving a lasting impression on her. Achievements. It's about establishing an emotional bond that she will recall for a long time after the discussion. Concludes as she considers the conversation later. She'll consider how you did more than just say what you wanted her to feel. Generating feelings. Developing emotional hooks entails incorporating components that speak to her emotions and experiences to make sure she connects to your story on an intimate level. Deeper level generating feelings. A hook is an instance in this dialogue stays with her for a long time. Once completed, you can use these hooks produced by a well-placed compliment, a light-hearted jest, or perhaps a group giggle. High-value males excel at planting these emotional tethers all around the talk to make sure she remembers. For example, you may give them a compliment, her in a distinct and particular manner, like I adore your intense enthusiasm for insert topic. You don't often meet people with that type of passion. This kind of praise it's about her, not just how she appears. Character, which greatly increases its significance, she will return the compliment. Later, she was reminded of the skull head. pleasant feelings she experienced throughout the fourth conversation, the strength of lack of comprehension of the push-pull dynamic. One of the most effective instruments, high-value males utilize the push-pull method. Dynamic, which entails having emotions accessible right now, and then I'm taking a step back to make room later. High-value males are well aware of this, of anything. Even focus can weaken. It's following an excellent exchange. They distance themselves, not because they're playing games, but since they are aware of the importance of space during such times when, in absence, a female has the chance to consider the discussion she initiates, to mentally relive it, recalling how he made her feel, and she starts to. The important thing here is not to miss him. Send her numerous texts or show persistence, further communication. Men of great value allow her the room to breathe, allowing her to sense the absence of this emotional separation from him helps her understand what she desires. Additional reasons why excessive communication is fatal. Appeal in the instantaneous world of today. It's easy to get sucked into the messaging, constant trap communication, but men of high worth recognize that excessive communication can be fatal. Appeal when you're constantly available. I am always sending texts or answering right away. You don't give her any opportunity to miss you. There is no mystery, suspense, or tension, no accumulation of emotions. High-value males achieve the ideal equilibrium by not being too accessible. They may have to wait a few hours prior to responding to a text message or permitting I waited a day before contacting you about this. It's not about being rude or distant, but rather about realizing that allure flourishes in the area between exchanges when you're not in her face all the time. She has time to consider your actions. Who are you with, and why are you not with them? Texting her back fuels this uncertainty. She wishes to see you. The technique of leaving her desiring once again more when valuable men leave a talking or interacting, they don't drag. Leaving her wanting more, saying goodbye or attempting to maintain the ongoing discussion when it begins to decline rather than departing at a higher point that left her feeling elated. This strategy makes her eager to the subsequent conversation since she didn't. She managed to obtain what she desired at that very moment. As an example, following the fantastic work of leaving her wanting. More when valuable men leave a talking or interacting, they always leave her yearning for more rather than remaining till the discussion stops. They may argue that I must run, but I would love to carry on this discussion. Eventually, this strategy not only reaches its conclusion, the discussion was constructive, but it also sows the seeds for the future. The conversation she'll be anticipating. In the meantime, and until we meet again, number 5, she will appreciate you reaching out to her again. Learning the art of timing, re-engaging, is an essential component of the process. Procedure following the creation of that area for men of high value are what she misses. Thoughtful about how and when timing is crucial when she re-enters her life. Too much contact might smother an extended period of time can lead to attraction, lead to the loss of the emotional bond. The ideal men are high value. Maintain equilibrium by re-engaging at the ideal moment when she's had time to think about them but hasn't moved on yet. This calls for a strong sense of timing, and men who pay attention to emotional cues have the ability to assess a circumstance and determine when the woman is eager to hear from them once more. They don't just casually text someone. When they re-engage, they do so intentionally. They may mention a particular instance from the previous discussion, rekindling the emotional bond that was established. This deliberate re-engagement demonstrates that they're not merely aiming for they're carrying on with the significant exchange that started prior to re-interacting with in depth when valuable guys get back in touch with them. avoid going back to the surface level discussions. Rather, they expand upon the basis of an emotional bond that the most recent conversation laid the groundwork. They may make reference to a particular item that was talked about, proving that they were actually paying attention, and they are devoted to her feelings and thoughts. As an example, if she stated, if they are engaged in a project, they may inquire, how have I been doing with that project? Considering what you mentioned shows that they're considering more than her appearance or simplicity. They seek to understand what makes her unique. This kind of re-engagement enhances the emotional connection and creates her likelihood of missing you is increased when your absence indicates that you're attentive, considerate, and committed to her as an individual, which is uncommon in the dating world of today. High-value males are not merely searching for short-term, shallow relationships. They're creating something deeper, and women are able to see this creation. They wish to remain. Communication, at the related conclusion, is not just men who value words, know how to create a feeling of mystery and emotional depth. Expectation, in each encounter, they talk in a style that makes an impression. Making an impression allows a woman to, I will miss them when they get back in touch. Intentionally strengthening the emotional connection every time by being proficient in these methods. You'll observe a change in the way women react to you won't change. I no longer feel compelled to impress or chase. Rather, women will naturally draw toward, attracted to you by the mystery. Your emotional and self-assurance affect you. Identify the most crucial thing they'll overlook. You, when you're absent, demonstrate once. Once more, high-value males don't pursue, they draw in.